here in Pasay City for more volleyball action. And after 9 months of waiting almost for all the volleyball fans, the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament opens this weekend with a bang. We've had 3 matches so far, and 2 of them already extending all the way till 5 sets. And then there is the first early meeting between 2 collegiate arch rivals. The defending champion DLSU Lady Spikers going for a 4-peat this year, and at the Ateneo Lady Eagles, who are looking to get back in title contention in season 81 of your women's volleyball tournament. This is all live that you're watching on SNA and available on SNA HD. Thank you very much for watching. Earlier today, UST prevailing in 5 sets against Adamson University. We bring you the second game today. I'm Boom Gonzalez for ABS-CBN Sports with 3-time champion and former finals MVP Michelle Gumabo. We'll get to her in a bit. Let's welcome muna Michelle. New to the volleyball coverage, Ayana Perlas will be joining us from the DLSU side. And of course, on the other side, it's Franny Reyes who will be reporting for Ateneo de Manila. Good to see you, girls, and welcome to the volleyball coverage of the UAAP. I guess, Michelle, it doesn't matter. We don't need to build up. We don't need to hype an Ateneo LaSalle match. Bigyan na natin kaagad. First weekend, do you remember a time that you opened the weekend against your arch rivals right away?
I have to keep reminding myself that it's just opening weekend and it's not the finals. Grabe yung turnout dito sa MOA, grabe yung feeling. And I've never experienced going up against the arch rivals Ateneo in my opening day. So I've never seen this much people on opening day for the UAAP.
So it's a unique experience. But what hasn't changed though is our tournament format. Let's just get through it for our new volleyball fans. Michelle, I'm sure marami yan makikisali sa UAAP this year. How do we go about things again?
It's still the same. We still have a double round robin eliminations wherein the top 4 teams will battle it out for the finals. We have 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, wherein the higher seeds have a twice to beat advantage. And of course, whoever is meeting in the finals will have a best of 3 series. If ever there is a sweep, meaning there is a team that finishes with a perfect 14-0 record, we will have a step ladder final 4 series wherein 4 will go up against 3. The winner will see 2. And of course, number 2 will have a twice to beat advantage, and whoever wins that will meet the waiting team at the top for the finals.
And speaking of finals and championships, DLSU, of course, has 3-peated thrice already in its history. It's got 11 championships, and 3 times they've done the repeat, but never that 4th championship. It's been elusive. What are we going to work with in terms of DLSU and Coach Ramil De Jesus on his 22nd year, Michelle?
It looks like a whole new team, Boom. Looking at the DLSU Lady Spikers, they finished last year number 1, but they had 2 losses in the eliminations round. But they finished the championship finals with a back-to-back 3-set sweep. Looking at the key players that DLSU lost, we have Kim D, Majoy Baron, of course, Don Macandili, who was their finals MVP last year. Of course, we have a couple more names there from the second stringers, but we have Desiree Cheng, who is still here, and she is considered as the veteran right now in the team of Coach Ramil De Jesus. So we still have a complete lineup for DLSU. Dadadagdagan pa with Lourdes Clemente, who is also seeing her first time here in the UAAP.
But we cannot discount the fact that the big 3, what they bring to the table and what they are going to lose offensively and defensively for LaSalle. Pero let's see how this season goes, and to give us an inside look on how the preparations were from LaSalle, let's go to Ayana Perlas. Go ahead, Ayana.
Boom and Michelle, iisa lang ang layunin ng Lady Spikers ngayong season, ang makuha ang kanilang unang 4-peat UAAP Championship. Even with 5 rookies in the lineup led by Captain Desiree Cheng, ang Coach Ramil system pa rin daw ang lamang namin sa iba. The legendary Coach Ramil De Jesus actually spoke to me and told me that he already anticipated that Ateneo would be their first game for Season 81. Kaya pagkatapos mismo ng Season 80 ay naghanda na sila para sa game na ito. Alam niyo po, Michelle, kung ang Lady Eagles ay pumunta sa Japan para sa off-season training nila, di naman magpapatalo ang 3-time defending champs na nag-off-season training naman sa Baguio. Pero alam niyo, DLSU has come close to winning almost 3. But then, 3rd time's a charm, so let's see how things will go out. Boom and Michelle, back to you.
Oh, what a way to welcome you to the volleyball tournament, but way to power through, Ayana. Congratulations, and thank you very much for that report. You and I have felt that and know how that feels. But going back to your report, in the offseason. I said yesterday that UP was the noisiest in the offseason. La Salle has been very quiet. That's why there are a lot of questions. There's a lot of mystery. But the factor there, Michelle, as you know, is always, it's still Coach Ramil de Jesus. So it's hard to doubt Coach Ramil de Jesus. Speaking of coaches, Michelle, sa kabila, that is the biggest change for their arch rivals.
Biggest adjustment also for the Ateneo Lady Eagles. But Coach Oliver Almadro isn't new to the Ateneo scene. He's coached the men's volleyball for 5 years. So we see him already in the UAAP. Also a winning coach here in the UAAP. Big adjustment also for the Lady Eagles as they bid adieu to Joanna Maraguinot, their highest scorer last year. But we still have a lot of their starting lineup: Kat Tolentino, Ravenna, Wong, Samonte, and of course the back-to-back middle blockers. We have Madayag and Bea De Leon. And of course, Kim Vecaliana is coming back from an injury. We already saw their debut performance in the PVL. So it's very exciting to see the Ateneo Lady Eagles back here in the UAAP scene.
Coach O, of course, it's the one change, but it's a drastic change. It is the head coach, and he cannot be more different, almost opposites from Coach Tai Bundit. So it will be very interesting to see how the season will progress with Coach O. And more on the Ateneo side from Franny Reyes. Franny, give us what you've got.
As you said, there is a new head coach, and that is Coach Oliver Almadro, but he is no stranger to UAAP volleyball, having coached the Ateneo men's volleyball team for 5 years prior to this and winning 3 championships with them. Nakausap ko nga si Mark Espejo, who was part of those 5 years, at sabi niya na father figure talaga si Coach O. He knows na with Coach O, he expects nothing short of their best or even better than their best from the team. Now, sigurado si Mark na maipapalabas ni Coach O ang galing ng girls both on and off the court. Back to you, Boom and Michelle.
Thank you, Franny. And to add to that, Michelle, and I want your thoughts on this, he says he's not going to change his style from the men's to the women's. What do you think?
Looking at how the Ateneo Lady Eagles performed in the PVL, it's working for them. It's all about the style of the coach and how he can adapt to the girls. And hindi naman siguro nagkakalayo yung style ni Coach O with Coach Tai from last season. So Coach O really has to build on that with the girls that he has now and the talent that he has now.
And there's a lot of talent, as they only lost, as you said, one major player in Joanna Maraguinot. All right, that's it for us here. When we come back here in SNA, we will give you Ateneo versus La Salle, Part 1, match number 4 here in UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament Season 81.
First face-off of the season between the blue and the green. It's another battle of the rivals. Introducing our referees. First referee, Erlindo Eusebio, National Referee. Our second referee, Roberto Javier, National Referee. And now let's hear you cheer for your starters. From the DLSU Ladies Spikers. Number 2, the captain, Desiree Chang. Number 5, Lourdes Clemente. Number 6, Michelle Cobb. Number 7, May Luna. Number 8, Jolina De La Cruz. Number 13, Aduque Agoncania. And their libero, Carmel Saga. Head coach, Ramil De Jesus. And now, the Ateneo Lady Eagles. Number 3, Dina Wong. Number 5, Vanessa Ganler. Number 7, Maddie Madayag. Number 9, Ongay Gaston. Number 10, Kat Tolentino. And number 14, their captain, Bea De Leon. And their libero, Danny Ravenna. Head coach, Oliver.
It's Ateneo versus LaSalle on opening weekend of season 81 of the UAAP. And the DLSU Lady Spikers begin with that one-and-done player, Des Clemente, and Jolina De La Cruz, somebody who was not mentioned a lot in the offseason but has committed. She committed to LaSalle even in 2017, back when she was still playing in Palarong Pambansa. Her and Erica De La Cruz were highly scouted, Michelle. A lot of schools wanted those two players. And she's starting for LaSalle, while you see the three graduating students of Ateneo are starting with Hekiliana, Madayag, BDL. And we welcome, by the way, Kim Hekiliana into the fray. And the rookie, who played very well in the PVL, Vanny Candler, the former LaSalle Zobel standout. Di pa tayo nagsisimula, may mga storylines na kagad, Michelle, and that's this is your fourth match of season 81. And here we go. It is Dina Wong who will get us started. Ogunsanya. Wongai sends it easily to the other side. Cobb will go to Ogunsanya back to back.
Michelle Cobb really pushing that set. It was kind of far away from the net already. It was a misreceive. She was finding Ogunsanya in that set. Really finding the hole on the Ateneo side.
Number 6, Michelle Cobb.
Now, if I said earlier, UP was the noisiest in the offseason with all of their success and the tournaments that they joined. Michelle, what are your thoughts on the fact that LaSalle was very quiet, did not join any particular tournament, which you know for a fact is not also, I mean, it's not strange, but there was a particular tournament that they'll always join that they did not join this offseason. Your thoughts on that?
Of course, every coach wants to see where he stands in the pool, especially kapag mga off-season tournaments. You'll see those you're gonna go up against in the UAAP, so it's very important. It's the first year actually saw Coach Ramil not playing in the off-season tournaments. Siguro it's because he wants to rebuild his team. Ang dami ring nawala.
Right.
And he wants to be able to see and practice these players more during training.
I'm sure he has his reasons. In the meantime, speaking of LaSalle, balikan natin si Ayana Perlas, who I hope is perched somewhere safely right now. Ayana, go ahead, please.
Boom and Michelle, volleyball fans have been expecting and are still wondering why Michelle Morente is not part of the Lady Spikers' lineup this season. Mitch will be suiting up for another competitive league, but yet the girls still wish them all the best. Now, we all know the incredible value Michelle could give the team, but then there's no need to worry, LaSalle fans, because the girls have been training so hard and they've been training twice a day with phones confiscated at 10 p.m., which means they are more than ready to defend the crown this season. Ika nga ni Coach Ramil de Jesus, disiplina, kumpiyansa sa sarili, especially sa mga rookies, at syempre, kumpiyansa sa Coach Ramil system ang kailangan para manalo ngayong season. Balik sa inyo, Boom and Michelle.
It's 11 championships in his 22nd year. 3 three-peats, so it's hard to question. First referee, Erlindo Eusebio. It's a point for LaSalle. It's a touch ball according to second referee, Obet Javier. I don't know if it's hard to call him that. Michelle, si Obet Javier, coach. But
Coach,
today,
yes.
Today, second referee.
A while ago, I greeted him. I was like, "Hi, Coach. Different uniform for today."
4 serving 1. Des Cheng on deck as we go to Franny Reyes.
Now, the Ateneo Lady Eagles have had quite the season leading up to season 81. With a new coach, 5 rookies, PVL experience, and training in Japan, they are ready to take on the UAAP. According to Coach O, sumali sila sa PVL para maging courageous. Kahit sino man ang katapat nila, they can do it. Naging courageous nga sila, winning second place in the PVL, and they believe that fearlessness will take them all the way this season. Back to you, Boom and Michelle.
Thank you very much, Franny. They went up against their ates, so to speak, in that PVL Open Championship as BDL, the graduating standout, gets them to 2 points. LaSalle is ahead 5-2. What is the feeling, Michelle, of playing in your last year? and the first game is like
Now
this.
serving.
You're both excited and so much pressure on your last year. Of course, you want to leave a good legacy, a good memory for your teammates and of course all the supporters of your team. So, mas maraming pressure talaga when it's your last year, when you're graduating. You want more for yourself and for your team.
Back-to-back hits there from May Luna. Candler easily sets it. They go to the rookie. Getting her baptism of fire right away on opening weekend. Chance ball for LaSalle, who are ahead by 3. Cobb goes back to Luna. That is out. No check ball, says Erlindo Eusebio. May Luna starts this year. And remember, she was also not one of those, again, highly recruited players. Came in with Tiamzon, rather. They were, as you see, the father of BDL, they were thinking of May Luna as the next Aragalan. They were building her up that way. And she gets the starting nod in season 81.
For the
Meantime, the lead is 3 after that service error.
Both teams right now showing a lot of promise on their defense. They're really starting off right now very quickly on the floor. As you can see, bihirang-bihira namamatayan ng palo dito sa first set.
And that's an interesting point, Michelle, because the floor defense of Ateneo has been the subject of discussion in the last couple of years for them. The net defense has always been solid because they have the length, they have the height, but the floor defense has always been suspect, and maybe the reason why Coach O brought Kim Hekiliana to this new position now.
Now serving number 10, Kat.
You have to be able to utilize your front row, and it all starts with a good defense from the back, from a good pass, from a good first ball. So you always have to start with that and then transition to your spikes, to your attacks, and also to your blocks.
Gantler, too ambitious. That's a little way, actually not a little, way off her range. So the lead is still at 3. A rookie, and then your first game is like this right away. I guess that whole PVL thing also did well for them. Dahil daming nanonood, kalaban mo pa naman sila Alay sa Valdestel, Gio Morado. So I guess medyo nakatikim ng konti, Michelle, of that little bit of the noise in the crowd and the fanaticism of UAP volleyball.
Rani Gander really turned a lot of heads in the PBL. She also experienced her first championship finals match with her squad, and she came in for Jules Samonte, which is also a big deal.
First technical
Right now the lead is 4,
timeout.
though, for the defending champions. So Des Cheng inherits this team now. She is, of course, the leader. And she's looking to give LaSalle something that Coach Ramil, with everything that Coach Ramil has done, has not experienced a four-peat. I guess he's not complaining naman si Coach Ramil. Pero your thoughts on Des Cheng, Michelle?
When she first started out in the DLSU Lady Spikers, she wasn't already in the first string. You know, she was always in, out, but in her latter years, that's when she really stepped up and showed everybody her talent and what she can do and what she can bring for her team. And this year, we'll really see more of her, and she's really now the go-to person for the Lady Spikers.
Speaking of high school standout, she was also very good in high school.
Timeout called by
The rookie
Coach
gets the
Oliver
service ace and a
Armando.
5-point lead.
What's happening is, you want to attack right away. Daan-daanin natin, nakaka-receive tayo. I believe na nakaka-receive tayo. Di ba nakaka-receive tayo? Now, ang nangyayari lang, because you want to retaliate right away, ang nangyayari, minamadali natin si Dina. Dina will be in control, don't worry. Trust each other, yun ang pinaka-importante. Trust each other, then pagbalik ka ng bola, expect. First line setter, yung Clemente hindi papalo na malakas pag may block, dalawang side. Again, huwag madaliin. Okay, keep on talking. That's it, come on.
We have yet to see that flow for the Lady Eagles here at the start of the game. What we've seen in the PVL, how they really brought out their plays, how they played each and every rally. We have yet to see here at the start. Of course, you can't discount the fact that there are so many people here at MOA Arena. Of course, there are first game jitters, first set jitters that you have yet to lose as you play this game.
9-5 is the score.
At the
Danny
service
Gandler, who averaged 7 points in the PBL season, had a high of 15 at one point. Getting a good exposure in the off-season. It's Ateneo's ball to play with here. Bongay. Cheng was behind, able to dig. Luna off speed.
May Luna.
10-5. The defending champions off to a good start here.
Great spot there for Luna. How she changed mid-air and saw that spot
Serving
open.
number
If you're up
7,
against Dina
May
Wong,
Luna.
who is also a tall blocker for a setter, boom, but you'd expect a hard hit. And a check ball from her, that's why Catherine Tino was way at the
Maddie
back row.
Mataya. Running attack.
Maddie gets it through. As Des Cheng is not able to shut the door, so Ateneo behind by 4. These two teams met in the finals for 6 straight years prior to last year when FEU broke that streak. FEU winning in the Final Four, of course, against Ateneo as Clemente pushes it to the other side. Bongay retaliates quickly.
Gaston.
Panghoy pa with Des
Topspin.
Cheng.
Great distribution by Dina Wong. Her connection with her spikers, you can never lose it. She's played with these girls for how many years? Nagpalitan ng coaching staff. They still remain the same, intact, and really strong. And that's what you want with your setter, a good connection with all of your spikers.
Valentino was there. De Leon unable to finish the play. They go back to Cheng. Cheng. That's a net block. And Ateneo behind only by 2, 8-10.
That ball was way too
Substitution.
low. She decided too late on that attempt.
Number 16. Ariel Ita
With that
in the
8
game.
point as Des Clemente will move out. And Ariel Ipa will come in. Of course, like we said, Des Clemente will be a one-and-done player, and there's a rotation error from
Rotation
Lasal. So
violation called on the
that's
Lady
4
Spikers.
straight points, Michelle, for Ateneo. Now behind only by 1. Maybe this is what you were talking about in terms of the flow
Timeout called
of
by Coach
Ateneo. Let's have a
Ramil
timeout
Meneses.
here for Coach Ramil.
Diba? Sa sarili natin yun eh. Tapos yan, mali na lang gagawin natin. So, yun lang mabuti. Kakalimutan na yun. Kalimutan na yung gagawin mali. Tama ang gawin sa loob, then makipag-communicate sa loob ng tao. Okay? Okay? Yung mga kamit yung pagka, hindi tayo bago yung situation sa nangyayari, huwag natin pwersahin. Naiwan na tayo ng situation, kailangan gamit na ng paraan. Okay?
Four straight points for the other team. As we are inside the Mall of Asia Arena, and as expected, we are packed in. And the anticipation, like I said in the pregame, Michelle, you know, sometimes you need to see Donna Domingo, Maddie's mom, in attendance. You need all this build-up for certain games when it comes to Lasal Ateneo. Yung absence of the UAP was built up enough. When they found out that opening weekend, this was going to happen, yan ang naging usap-usapan. Or
Now
at least
serving
one
number
of the many
16,
topics
L'Oreal
in the
Ipa.
volleyball community, because this year ang maraming pwedeng pag-usapan.
And of course, on opening weekend, you have Ateneo who did so well in the PVL, and you have Lasal that everybody's been waiting for to watch because they've been absent in the preseason. So everybody is here now, really excited for this matchup.
Takam na takam, ano? Dalawa ang abante. Yung pa ni Coach Ramil. May from the back row. Equiliana keeps it up. Bongay is blocked. Ateneo keeps it alive. Gandler sends it to the other side for a chance ball. Cobb will go reverse. Longest rally of the first set so far. The push doesn't work for BDL. Open to Bongay. Uy, nasa ilalim ng bola. No touch, says Lindo Eusebio, so it's a Lasal point.
Great rally there by both teams. We were talking about their defense a while ago. Nagkakamali tayo ng konti with their offense, but both teams right now really working hard on their defense. All the balls are going up. Everybody's running for each and every ball. Great to see them with high spirits in the first set.
Checked at the net. And the push from the back row from Gantler doesn't work. So one timeout by Coach Ramil. He produces 3 straight points after that timeout, after the 4-point run of Ateneo. Chess match continues between the 22-year coach and the first-year women's volleyball coach. Wong reverses to Kat from behind. That bounces out.
Outside.
There's a lot expected from Kat Tolentino this year because of her performance in the offseason. And even last year, she was really good. She was really healthy. She looked like in shape. And this year, a lot of people expect that she's actually going to take over from Maraginot in terms of the highest point scorer in this team.
Well, she has the height, she has the talent, and most of all, she has the experience. So it's very good for Catalintino to step up this year because in her position alone, being the opposite spiker, she's one of the tallest already, so she can really give her best in season 81. Looking forward also to watching her because of the PVL and how she performed off-season. She really carried her squad.
Obunsanya gave them a 4-point lead as Michelle Cobb serves and a rotation error from the Ateneo side this time.
Rotation
Coach Ramil, pinuro pa.
Ano yung bola? Di ba hindi pa na-hit yung bola? Pumapasok na si Dina. Hindi na.
BDL, the captain. Little clarification.
When you're a back row setter, Boom, you have to wait for the serve.
The ball to hit.
Ball to hit the palm of the server before you run forward. So very quick there ang mga referees natin.
Combination play.
But in the meantime, Ogunsanya with back-to-back hits. And LaSalle is off to a 6-point lead on the second technical timeout. Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena at 16-10. And Nina Wong, last year's best setter, taking over from Gia and inheriting a team, but what a great job for her.
Great job with the setter with 47 points in the eliminations round. Boom. She had 14 spikes, 18 blocks, and 15 aces. When you look at the setter, you always think that dyan mapapadaanin yung bola because they're naturally shorter than the spikers and not that tough on blocking. But Dina Wong goes beyond those stereotypes. She's good with blocking. She's also a very attack-oriented, offensive setter. So,
may pagka-Kim Fajardo pa minsan-minsan.
so pag kailangan ng team niya score, kaya din niya to deliver for her team.
Oh, the ball sent back by Saga. De Leon on the counter-attack, but this is still alive? No, it isn't. Double
Catch
contact.
and throw violation.
First referee calls a lifting violation on Saga. That's the difficulty in volleyball, the split-second decisions that you have to make. Very, very crucial for your team.
Wongay gets us going here. Down 5. Kiliana. Miscommunication between Wong and BDL. Jaja Maraginot rather comes in
Substitution
for the first time
Lady
for
Eagles.
Dina Wong.
Number 6,
Baptism of
Janelle
fire here
Maraginot in the game.
against the arch rivals, collegiate rivals right away. 17-11. That is the biggest lead of the match. Tied. Des Cheng wants to add to it.
That's an ace for Desiree.
We do have the best setter of UAAP Season 80 on deck. Des Cheng, the ate right now of the DLSU Lady Spikers.
Time out for the
Coach
Lady
calls another
Eagles.
timeout.
Okay, Sam, listen very carefully. Nagiging reactive tayo eh. We are getting reactive. Nagre-react na lang tayo kung anong gagawin. Naintindihan? We have to anticipate anong gagawin. Sabi ko, ilang points na to, di ba? 1 to 5 points, alam mo na you are the target eh. So alam mo na. Expect ko na to, dito sa akin pupunta. Girls, be an authority. Bea, be an authority in your position. 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 That's it. Okay, come on.
Biggest lead of the match, 7 points, 18-11. Kim Montalvo in attendance. Watching Des Cheng and the rest of the Lady Spikers, who are ahead by 7, 18-11. Aquiliana, Gandler. It's pretty obvious so far that when it's farther from the net, Vanny Gandler seems to struggle with that ball. Remember, she is a rookie, and also that's not her natural position. When she was playing for the girls division, she was a middle blocker.
But with her height, of course, here in the collegiate division, she started in the PBL as an open spiker, and right now she's an open spiker. And as an open spiker, that's your #1 job, to take care of those balls that don't go as planned. Yung mga tapon na laging tinatawag natin, and she's really struggling with that today because with terms of power, Vanny Gandler has that, but the in-game decision-making, how fast she can do it, adjustments that she has to do based on the receive and based on the set.
So pinagpahinga muna ni Coach O, Jules Samonte. They're very reliable player off the bench. Comes in.
For the
Has 2 straight points for Ateneo here. Cuts the lead down to 6. 13 will be serving 19. Mommy separated in terms of the position here at the Mall of Asia Arena from the father today. Cobb reverses to the rookie. Who puts it away?
Jules Samonte was left to block that ball.
Played for Central Luzon in the Palarong Pambansa. Discovered by Coach Ramil and committed a couple of years ago to LaSalle right away. That she wanted to play for the green and white.
Started out the first set rather slow, but started with the service ace.
Right.
And then now getting her groove in that connection with Michelle Cobb.
There must be a reason though, Michelle, and you should know this. When you're a rookie and you start for Coach Ramil, there has to be a reason because that doesn't happen very often. Only the great ones did that in the past.
In the first stringer or the starting 6 is always a big deal for Coach Ramil and the whole team. So you never know who's going to start each and every season. Whoever's worthy will be able to step up to the plate.
Violation.
And so far right now, we have a 9-point
Number
bubble
11, Erica
for De La
Ragas
Salle
in the
University,
game.
the biggest lead. As Erica Ragas comes in now for Coach O, who's looking for answers. Coach O now talking to the starters, Bongay and Vanny. And a service ace
Off the shoulder of
from
Ragas.
Duque Obunsanya.
That ball was sailing out already. Hit the shoulder trying to receive that ball.
At tinarget kaagad yung rookie mula Cagayan de Oro City. And I'm sure that's not by accident also, Michelle. Tolentino. Cobb opens to Luna. Luna off speed. Maraginot, sinungkit. Ragas gives a chance ball to LaSalle, 23-13. Reverse set, the push, the tip. Samonte keeps it alive. Coach Ramil doesn't like that non-call. What a job by Hegeliana here. Oh, but that sails out. And that brings set point for the defending champions. What has happened here, Michelle, to Ateneo? Paano nabaon bigla? Kanina, dikitan pa tayo.
They're working well in their defense,
Set
but their
point
first
for
ball,
the
although
Lady
tumataas siya,
Spikers.
it's very hard for the setter right now, Maraginot, to be able to deliver na hindi mababasa yung mga play niya. So they've been going to the outside because the balls are not reaching the net. So it's really in their first ball, and if you want to really execute clean play, you need a great first ball.
Again, that, I mean, the observers, the experts, yun talaga yung babantayan sa Ateneo every year. How
Substitution.
good will the reception be and the first ball
Dina
be as
Wong
Dina
back
Wong is set
in
to come back? Or Jaja Maraginot? Well, they have to follow
Second
the
set
protocol.
point
It
for
has
the
to be
Lady
proper.
Spikers.
As the Tolentinos are in attendance here in this match. Down 10. Saga. Chance here for Wong. Samonte sails in. Saga keeps it up. Cobb reverses to the rookie again. But it's still alive? No. The rookie delivers the winning point in set number 1. 25-14. Match number 4 of your UAP Women's Volleyball Tournament will continue after this short break. 25-14 in the first set. The defending champions who are looking for their first ever 4-peat, off to a good start. We were tight at the start, but kumawala bigla itong defending champions. By the numbers, what do you say, Michelle Gumabao, about that first set?
LaSalle is leading with attacks, 8-5. Blocking of Ateneo has always been on point. They're leading 2-0. But the first ball, once again, of the Ateneo Lady Eagles is what we're looking at. LaSalle has 5 service aces in set 1 alone, but it's the errors that Ateneo Lady Eagles committed in the first set. 12 errors for them, and that really helped LaSalle with that big lead and closing that first set with a very big advantage, big lead. And it was hard for the Ateneo Lady Eagles to get the ball up and also to transition it into a point. So they had a lot of miscommunications there in the first set, a lot of balls that went over and a lot of balls that didn't go over with their third ball attempts.
They were led by Ogunsanya with 5 points, as you see Ateneo try to resettle themselves coming into the second set. Ateneo was led by
This is set number 2.
The rookie,
Serving first,
Jelena De La Cruz with
Michelle
3, including that winning point in set number 1. And Michelle Cobb will get us going here for set number 2. Thank you very much for watching us on SNA, SNA HD, and of course, we are also available on Liga and Liga HD and in sports.abs-cbn.com/livestream/UAP, the #1 sports website in the Philippines. And don't forget also on iWatch. Our finals MVP and 3-time champion and beauty queen and host, Michelle Gumabao, with me here today on the first game of both Ateneo and LaSalle against each other. 1-1 is our score.
Coach Oliver starting differently here in the second set as we see Jules Samonte stepping in for Vanny Gandler. Coach Oliver probably wants a more mature player right now on deck to be able to transition those points that they need.
CJ Saga avoided the ball, but the ball dropped on the line, so Ateneo takes its lead here in set number 2. Let's check in with Ayana Perlas from the LaSalle side right now.
Happy birthday, Cobby. What a great press set. Boom and Michelle, ang mahal nating lahat na si Michelle Cobb celebrated her 20th birthday just yesterday. I got to ask the playmaker earlier what her birthday wish was, and she said, I pray for everyone's safety on the court, especially for the next sets to come. She had a simple celebration yesterday by treating her teammates outside after training. The veteran setter admits na may konting pressure sa kanyang season 81, but she fully acknowledges and embraces her role in the team. Small but terrible ang bansag sa kanya dahil in spite of her height, she is explosive on the court at yan ang pinapitan niya sa last set. Balik sa inyo, Boom and Michelle.
Thank you very much. Ayana Perlas, Mitch Cobb, of course, taking over from Kim Fajardo last year. De La Salle University, as we are tied 2-2 now. Wong sets up Samonte for the cross court, and that drops.
This is what we want from the Ateneo Lady Eagles. Even though the first ball is already off the net, you want them to transition and fight for that point.
Jules Samonte and her steady nerves might be what Ateneo needs right now. Let's go to Franny Reyes now from the other side. Franny?
Medyo nervyoso nga ang Lady Eagles in the first set. At Coach O told them earlier na you have to play with your mind, win with your heart. And sadly, that nervousness got to the way they were playing and receiving the ball. Hinahanap ni Coach ang aggressiveness ng girls, and right before the set, nakaupo sila meditating and getting focused. Coach O said to have faith that they can win this game. Back to you, Boom and Michelle.
Thank you very much. Malayo pa. Marami pa tayong lalaruin. As Ipak sends it over, Wong will open up to Samonte again, gets it through the net. Still alive. De La Cruz sends it over. Bongay. Wong reverses. Maddie scores that one. 3-3. Make that 4-3. Check that.
We haven't seen a running attack from Maddie Madayag in the first set, but way to come back here in the second set. They can execute that if they have a first ball, and that's what Ateneo is doing right now. They have misreceives, but they're able to put the ball up and score a point on that.
Jules Samonte serving. Luna. Bumuelo. They're going to say it's in. Just look at this. From this angle, this is perfect. Oh, definitely catches the line. That spin right on the line.
Right on the foot of Kat Tolentino. Luna really found that hole between the blocker and the antenna.
Bulaqueña serving now. Great serve. From the back row. Valentino. Off. Jump. Set. Luna with the offset. Mistimed by Madayag pero tuloy pa rin. Cheng. Wong. Open. Bongay. Sent back. Joust. Chance to set it. Hegeliana goes to Tolentino from the back row.
That was a clean kill from the back row. Kat Tolentino.
The Gatorade fueled spike of the game. And how about Kim Hegeliana, the do-it-all girl for Ateneo, back from her ACL injury.
Great jump there by Kat Tolentino. Powerful finish from her. Nobody there blocking or defending from the DLSU side.
Top to the running Ipak, and that catches the corner, and Ipak struts to the team to tie this ball game at 5. Okay, now it gets a little more interesting now.
Now we're seeing more urgency from the Ateneo Lady Eagles. At each and every point, they're more excited to score.
Saka was there behind for coverage. Dez sent back, but it's out.
Cheng
Ball.
gets the check outside.
6-5.
The Lady Spikers aren't playing right now. It doesn't seem that they're looking for people or they're looking for what they've lost. They're playing with the girls on the court. They're really focused.
I like that point.
And sometimes these are the moments that you'll miss Don Macandili, who's all over the defense, but Saga is also there. She's also performing well.
Right. I mean, Manjoy Baron, you're losing MVPs in Baron and Kinti in the finals, of course, your best blockers. You're losing two-way players in those two, and then you're losing the best, you know, libero at the best at what she does. So, ang bigat ng nawala sa Lasal. But right now, you're right. They're not feeling it too much yet as Cheng powers through the block. Bongay, the power tip. Cobb chooses. Cheng who adjusts. Bongay is there. Wong will go behind to Kat. Cobb anticipating that one. Not a clean hit. Bongay adjusts for the angle. Longest rally of the second set, and the rookie mistimed that one.
Illegal attack.
They're gonna call a no. Oh, okay.
Illegal attack.
Illegal attack.
Yes, she stepped on the line. It was a miss set. She stepped on the line and she jumped.
It was, oh.
If she didn't jump,
Pwede pa sana.
pwede pa sana eh.
Yun. Kahit nakatapak ka, kung hindi ka naman tumalon, okay sana.
Pwede sana. But if you jump and you're from the back row and you step on the line,
That's an ace from
Wong getting the
Dina
help of the
Wong.
net on that one, and the first time that Ateneo gets to the technical timeout
First
with the
technical
lead,
timeout
8-6.
of the set.
Well, we were just talking about them, Michelle, the MVPs, the champions. Now, for the first time, they will feel like spectators, because they are spectators. They'll know how it feels to what you have been going through, watching from afar.
I remember the first time I watched again
And we're
after
back to the
graduating.
game.
It's like you want to go back. You want to train again. You want to do your part and help, but it's impossible, and you know you can't do anything anymore but watch and cheer and really pray for the team that's playing on the court.
That's what Kubi Paras is doing, watching and cheering and eating at the same time. But we like you here, Michelle, for the record. Okay? We like you have you
Luna.
here. Breaking down this game. 8-7 is our score after that attack from the back row from May Luna flying in. She's always had power. That has never been the question, May Luna, even when she was in high school.
The growth of volleyball really since when I started in the UAAP. You know, coaches didn't prioritize that.
Right.
And when Coach Tai came here to the Philippines and started that with Ateneo,
Correct.
dyan naggayahan lahat and coaches really developed back row attacks. And looking at the UAAP now, all of the teams are starting to develop their back row players.
Which also means the other coaches now have to account for the back row attack of the
Yes.
opponent now. Na dati hindi iniisip. You're right. During your time,
ko
you're
wala
right.
eh. Kaya until now, di pa rin ako marunong mag-back row eh. So di ko naabutan yan
You
eh.
do a lot of things well, Michelle. It's okay. I think we can attest to that.
Serving, Bongay Gaston.
But I know what you mean. Yes, obviously I covered your career. During your time, wala masyado talaga. Yung back row, parang hindi sinasadyang back row attack. In the meantime, 9-8 is our score. Open. Samonte works with the angle. Bumalik sa Ateneo. BDL unable to take care of that. Saga was there. Cheng is checked. Denied at the net. The lead is 2 again.
Blocking has always been there for Ateneo, but right now, their offense is much more aggressive here in the second set. Jules Samonte really doing a great job with her attacks as well.
Ooh. This one sails out for Pongay. So it's 10-9. Just joined us, LaSalle pulling away in the end of set number 1 as the errors piled up. As you see the setting battle right now between Cobb and Wong. Regalo. Coach Oliver looking for an infraction not given. Kat Tolentino, who only had 1 point in the first set, has 3 here. We're going to need to hear more from her if they want a chance here against LaSalle. 10-all is our score. Oh, and that drops out. Now reception problems again.
Outside and another
Eagles
point for
control their errors
DLSU.
in receiving and putting the ball over the net, then they're gonna do more in terms of attacking. So Tolentino can do more, Jules Samonte can do more, and we haven't heard that much also from Bea and Maddie
You're right.
in the middle. So it really has to start from their pass.
Ace for Cobb.
Michelle Cobb has been serving it up. They take over the lead, and now it's at 2. 12-10. And Coach O will call another timeout.
Timeout for the Lady Eagles.
Bongay, huwag kang magmadali. Huwag mong madaliin yung sarili mo. What did I tell you? Just put it up. Gusto mo kasing i-perfect kay Dine. I don't want you to be perfect. Just try to be good first. Do you understand? Again, listen up here. Nakinig kayo sa akin. Ito yung target. Oh, you're here. Nakaganyan tayo. Now, we have to move back. First line ka, di ba?
Si Jules po.
Si Jones first. Oh, yun naman pala. Ba't ka lang kumumblema? Hindi mag-adjust na kayong dalawa ni yung dalawa. Maghati kayo. Hindi ka naman pala first line. Huwag ka mamumblema. Hindi mo kailangan madaliin. Again, we're in control. Just pull it out.
Mall of Asia Arena hosting matches number 3 and 4.
We have Sir Alan Acero and Sir Jonathan Nam, of course, in blue. Team owner and our also team manager sa Cool Smashers.
Bossing.
Mga boss ko yan. Sir.
And we're back to the action on the court. Michelle Cobb.
17 errors for
Serving
Ateneo, all in
for
all,
DLSU.
Michelle, and that's gotta hurt.
It's hard to say here in the second set that it's still the jitters because we've
Daniel.
already had that in the first set. In the second set, it has already to be adjustment. And you have to be quick on decision making. And dito na talaga papasok yung pagiging one nyo as a team, your gel. This is where you're gonna see it here in the second set.
for Ateneo. It has to come out now. As BDL serves here. 11 serving 12. Ogunsanya. The bump set to Bongay, and Samonte clashing there. And this will be another point for LaSalle. Boy, we're glad that nobody got hurt in that one, because look at Gaston go for it, and then Samonte also.
The captain back to serve.
Angelina De La Cruz taking care of that point, giving them a 13-11 lead, and Des Cheng serving. A rare mistake on the service net from Desert.
Very important to communicate, especially with a crowd such as tonight here in MOA Arena, because you won't be able to hear each other that well, so your voice has to be loud, especially on attacks like those. You don't want playing an opening day and having injuries or getting hurt, because it's still a long season for all these girls.
What a job by CJ Saga in that sequence, but she commits a setting error, double contact.
Violation.
Coach Ramil disagrees, so does assistant coach Noel Orcolio, but looked like double contact. Mabilis. 13-all is our score. Tolentino serving. Cheng. Ekiliana. Inihatid yung bola kay Wong. Tolentino from the back row gets the point.
Tolentino.
Now we're hearing more from Kat Tolentino. Their 4th point of the match, and as we approach the Gatorade hydration checkpoint.
Really great set there. Dina Wong finding Kat Tolentino on the back row, and it's been good for her since the first set. If you can't score in the front row, maybe she can do it in the back row, and she really does it. It's like when she's in the back row, she's spiking like she's in the front row. Yung tulis ng bola, the speed is still there.
Something that she developed with Coach Tai. Ogunsanya, Bongay. Jules had to adjust, and because of that, it goes wide. Set to her went to her left.
The hardest job is the outside spiker, because all the misreceives, all the running sets really go to you.
Pwede mamili, so to
Hindi ka
speak.
pwede mamili. And you always have to decide fast, decide quickly. So whatever set is put up to you, you have to be able to deliver.
How about that? Delivering the goods. Kat Tolentino once again from the back row. And finds a crease in that ball. Look at this swing.
Yung elevation niya, yung vuelo niya, she really perfected her timing in the back row, and it's paying off here in the second set.
That's something that she has gotten back since injuring both knees back in the day for Kat Tolentino. Now, foregone conclusion. Another one. Not this time. Luna. That is it.
May Luna.
Bumawi. And LaSalle takes over the technical timeout this time. 16-15. Nagbabalik po tayo dito sa loob ng Mall of Asia Arena. And again, you can watch all of your favorite sports in just one click. I Want Sports, the newest section on I Want, is now available. Download or update the I Want app via App Store and Play Store. Log on to iwant.ph now. But as we always say, there's nothing like watching the games live in the venues. Today, it's at the Mall of Asia Arena. On Wednesday, we go back to the Phil Oil Flying V Center. We'll give you the schedule a little later on, as we are on opening weekend of your women's volleyball tournament. And of course, we officially started with the men's volleyball tournament also yesterday. And again, first ball problems or reception errors again for Ateneo.
Once again, communication is very, very important. Kim Gekaliana working hard for that first ball, tumaas naman eh. It's about really communicating who will get the second ball if the setter is not able to.
It looked like an awkward serve as soon as she tossed the ball and it went straight to the net. Napangiti na lang si Coach Ramil. 17-16, the rookie Vanny Gandler has still not come back since Jules Samonte replaced her. But she started for Ateneo and she will start a lot of the games for sure for Ateneo. In the meantime, back-to-back errors for both teams.
If I'm not mistaken, this is Maddie's second service error here in the game. And knowing Maddie Madayag, she's very tough on that service area. She always gives
Rotation
Ateneo
violation. Ball on the
2
Lady
points in terms of
Right
her
away.
service
Oh.
aces.
Another rotation error. Referee Obed Abiel and Coach O.
First time si Ponday eh. Ito yun,
Magbaliktad doon nga yung 4 at saka 10. Magbaliktad.
Ito yung tama yun ako. Ito dito, first time.
Sabi ko muna, sabi ko. Pag doon sa kanila yan.
Coach,
Ano, actually, baliktad kanila eh. Yung 4 at saka 10 nagbaliktad eh. So, babaliktad. So, matawagan ko. Dapat nasa dulo si Ken. Sabi ko, ayusin mo na lang, coach. Ayusin mo, sige. Baliktad ko. Ayusin. Ayusin ni coach yung position. May overlap ko kanina. Sabi niya. Pag nagbaliktad niya. I-check niya. 4-10 eh. 4-9, 14, 4-9, 4-9, 14 to. 4-9, 14. Nagbaliktad yung 4 at saka 10 mo. Nagbaliktad.
Serving.
Referee
May
Obed
Luna.
Abiel, an extended discussion with Coach O. This is also a crucial part, ha? Dahil biglang naging tatlo ang abante dito ng Lasal because of that error. Bongay tries to get it back, but it's outside.
touch.
No check ball.
Outside.
So now it is the biggest lead of this second set at 2016, and Coach O is going to recall Vanny Gandler into the fray in the next situation that he could put her in. Wong in the middle. Saga was there. Cobb goes for the 1-2. Chance here for Ateneo. Bongay safely sends it over, but it's out. I shouldn't have said safely. But now, things going awry for the Ateneans as
Substitution.
Gandlers comes back in. This is beyond
Gandler
the
coming in
antenna.
for
And for
Gaston.
those who are watching volleyball for the very first time, that's automatic outside.
The boundaries here are the lines, the antennas, and of course the people that you see inside the court. Ateneo managed to control their errors in the first part here of the second set, but it's coming back. Sunod-sunod na naman yung pag-commit nila ng errors dito.
What a reaction by Cheng. What a reaction by Ramil de Jesus. And he gives a high five to Des Cheng
Time out,
after they
Lady
finally get the
Eagle.
stop. Kat Tolentino has scored 5 points in this second set. And LaSalle is threatening again to pull away.
So, ibig sabihin, hilangan na nga si Kat dito eh. Itinuloy mo pa. Eh again, girls, yung bola, ang taas ng bola ang nire-receive si Sir. Hindi tayo nagre-react right away. We're not moving, we have to move. Lumalayo yung stone kasi hindi tayo gumagalaw. Pangalawa, laban tayo ng siyadaan. And pangatlo, we have to serve properly. Hindi tayo chicken yan, tayo serve properly eh.
LaSalle looking to pull away in front of this strong 17,166
Back from our
crowd
timeout,
at the Mall of
May
Asia
Luna
Arena for
still
the second
serving for
straight set.
DLSU.
They're looking to pull away at the end of the set. Gantong-ganto halos nangyari sa atin, Michelle, in that first set. It was tight all the way. And that is the 9th service ace of LaSalle, and it's coming in bunches right now.
Once again, Ateneo started well in terms of their reception, their blocking, their attacks. But when it's needed the most here in the second part, after the second technical timeout, dito na naman bumalik yung mga aces ng LaSalle, and they're having difficulty right now with their reception.
Gander unable to put it away. Cobb sends it to the corner, but it's out. Huminga ng malalim.
Michelle Cobb trying to attack on that second ball. She was able to get that over the net. Nobody there also, boom. But
good idea.
a little too much to the right.
Serving. Ina Wong.
Binawonga. Down 6. Hekiliana bumps it to Kat for the second straight time.
Puts
Cheng has her
DLSU
number.
at set
And
point.
Kim Montalvo enjoying that. Brother Bernie too.
Coach O mentioning that already in the timeout. Nabantay na si Kat dito sa opposite. Des Cheng really putting a stop to the rally that is
Serving
Kat
for the
Tolentino.
set.
Speaking of rally, this is now at set point for a 2-love lead. It's in the hands of Ipa. Kat goes to the other side. Chance for LaSalle to finish off. Back row from Luna. And she puts it away. 4 points in set number 2 for May Luna, the native from Tagum City, Davao del Norte. And she gives them a commanding lead here in their first meeting with their collegiate rivals. We will be back for more of the UAAP. 25-14, 25-17. LaSalle, the defending champs, looking good here after the first 2 sets. All right, let's go to the numbers. Michelle Gumabao, what do you see?
Once again, we have too many errors on the side of the Ateneo Lady Eagles. They had 6 more errors compared to LaSalle. In terms of attacks and blocks, we're sort of tied with both teams, but it's the service aces once again for LaSalle that really helped them here in the second set. 4 service aces for them and only 2 for the Ateneo Lady Eagles.
Mr. Mark Lopez, the chairman of ABS-CBN Corporation, a green-blooded LaSallian, having attended both LaSalle, Green Hills, and DLSU, is with us today, including Sir Dino Lorena, of course. We see him very often at the games. Mr. Carlo Katigbak, also our president, CEO of ABS-CBN Corporation, who graduated Bachelor of Science in Management Engineering in 1991 on the other side at the Ateneo de Manila University. Of course, Mr. March Ventosa was also there, head narrowcast, ABS-CBN Sports. Boone Gonzalez, Michelle Gumabao, Franny Reyes reports for Ateneo.
First
And Ayana
point goes
Perlas
to
reports
Ateneo.
for LaSalle. Direk Abet Ramos at the helm of this live and exclusive coverage. And Coach O is searching for a combination, searching for a spark plug, and searching for answers here for set number 3.
They have to address the 24 errors that they've committed in 2 sets alone. 12 in the first set, 12 in the second set. They already managed to step up their attacks and their offense. They already went 12 as compared to DLSU 16. Their blocking has always been there, but it's a service aces of LaSalle.
But Obar Sasaya, I mean, just to put that in perspective, that's a set's worth of points na binigay nila. Diba, Michelle? Tama, 24, no? Luna from the back row and a triple block, denying the passport of May Luna. .3-0 is our score here. Maraguinot continues to serve. Another good start for Ateneo here in this set this time. Ogunsanya
Soft touch through the block.
gets it through.
First point
As we
for
check in
DLSU.
with Franny Reyes right now. Franny?
You know, in those first 2 sets, we saw a very nervous team, and those nerves affected the way they played, the way they received. They made for more errors and miscommunication, which was very different from the team that I saw during practice the week leading up to the day. But I think that in this set, the team will turn this game around. You know, their nerves are they're focusing their nerves for this game. They're more confident and they're more in tune with each other, which is what I saw the week leading up to the day. Back to you, Boom and Michelle.
All right, let's see if that translates into a better third set. Kat Tolentino starting to heat up here. She was blocked a couple of times at the end of that set number 2, but now she was set up here in the open position. Gets that point and a 3-point lead. Tolina. What a talent. This palarong pambansa standout. Okay, let's get the thoughts of Ayana Perlas from the other side of the net. Go ahead, Ayana.
Boom and Michelle, usually di nagpapakita ng emotion si Coach Ramil, pero kanina kitang-kita ang kanyang once in a blue moon smile sa second set. In the huddle, Coach Ramil explained how proud he is dahil the girls, pinakita niya sa kanya na ang kanyang kumpiyansa sa sarili at sa sistema. Meanwhile, Captain Des Cheng, being the self-proclaimed shy girl that she is, continued to be the vocal leader to the girls. Sabi niya na di dapat sila ma-excite, relax lang dahil may isang set pa. Let's see if the Lady Sparkers will be able to bring this game home just in 3 sets. Boom and Michelle.
Kailangan i-flash ang dimples paminsan-minsan ni Coach Ramil.
Ang pagulat lang ni Coach Ramil yan eh.
Pagpa-distract. The meantime, 3-point lead for Ateneo. Maraguinot sets it up to Tolentino. And Tolentino firing it up now. Getting a little rhythm offensively are the ladies in blue.
They're starting with a better serve here in the third set, putting pressure on the DLSU's reception. And they're getting the defense up. So nakaka-discard si Maraguinot in terms of the second ball. And she's able to distribute the ball to the full front line that they have right now.
Look at that front line, though. That looks like an old LaSalle front line, Michelle. That you know, LaSalle, we used to joke, the commentators used to joke, even during your time or even before your time, you guys come from an assembly line of tall, lean, long players, and that was like a LaSalle trademark. And now, a lot of the other teams are catching up, obviously, in terms of the height. This Ateneo team is very tall. This LaSalle team is not as tall as it used to be, especially losing KAD and Manjoy. Baron. Hindi na natin nakita bumalik din si Des Clemente, ano? Pinanindigan na ni Coach Ramil. Sila Ipak. And veterano. Clemente, of course. Even as she was a standout back in the NCAA. It's a different monster here right now for Ateneo LaSalle as Ateneo has a 3-point lead here, 7-4, and Danny Ravena comes into the ball game for the very first time for Coach O. Cat delivers the serve. Samonte digs it up. Candler has to adjust. Saga will set it up to De La Cruz over the blockers. Popped up by Tolentino. Samonte from the back row. Cheng, hinatid yung bola kay Cobb. Ravena will set it up to Gandler. Gandler! Again, when it's not perfect, that's when she struggles, and that's understandable. She is a rookie trying to master that open position.
It's getting that ball across the net, especially in crucial rallies, because maitawid mo lang, it's anybody's ball game. Maraming pwede mangyari, but if you end the rally with an error, it's automatically a point for the other team.
Maraguinot takes a peek, finds Maddie, then opens up to Vanny. Better delivery there for Gander. Luna recoils. Maraguinot napaluhod. Tolentino scores there.
Tolentino.
8-5 is our score. And a technical timeout. First one of set number 3. Over here by Ateneo. Well, it's not only volleyball that's going on. Earlier there was UAAP football, but now, of course, the finals of game number 1 of UAAP 81 Juniors Basketball. NU and Ateneo, NU Nazareth and Ateneo Blue Eaglets. The Bullpups, the Blue Eaglets, renew their rivalry at 3 p.m. at the Phil Oil Flying V Center. Back on Austria. In attendance as Cap Tolentino, delivering the goods here in sets number 2 and 3. Of course, they lost set number 2, but now they're ahead by only 3, though.
Vanessa Gandler
As the rookie,
serving for Ateneo.
who was a true-blooded LaSalle student all the way, I think 3rd grade, all the way until she graduated. Now plays for the blue side. Jelena, that's under the ball.
scores right now for LaSalle puts 4 points up for Ateneo. It's going to be tough for Ateneo to keep that 4-point advantage. They have to be able to keep their scores continuous. They can't stop their momentum. Their errors have to be really controlled in this set.
Well, speaking of errors, that's back-to-back errors for the rookie. That's the Austrian father and the Bicolana mother of that girl, Danny Gandler. That's Norbert and Gina Gandler in attendance, and you'll see more of them for sure all throughout this season 81. That's another attacking error this time. It is May Luna. What is happening here to LaSalle, Michelle, this time?
They're really having a problem now with their first ball. Vanny Gandler is really serving tough right now.
Pangit yung dumadating na situation sa inyo eh. Ibig sabihin hindi perfect yung dumating na situation. Pag hindi po dumating na perfect sa situation, gawa ng paraan. Dumating yung situation perfect eh. Di ganun, kung ano gusto nyo gawin nyo. Hindi po pwedeng pangit yung situation, pupwersahin natin. Pinupwersa natin na wala tayo sa position eh, di ba? So ganun lang gagawin. Kung nasa tama dumating, pasensya tayo. Kung hindi dumating ng tama sa situation yung inaantay nyo eh. Kaya kailangan nyo lang magpasensya. Okay? Huwag natin pwersahin sa lahat ng bagay, hindi dumadating. Kailangan natin magtsaga. Okay? Tsaga lang.
There's nothing else that you can add to a timeout like that. I used to say, Michelle, that Coach Ramil is the master of squeezing in as much as he can in 30 seconds. As you do the roll call, Michelle, of some of your former teammates and friends.
Of course, you have Bang Pineda, Ara Galang, Abby Maranyo, and the former setter of USD, Alex Cabanos.
Ito kanina, nanonood pa ng first game. Wherein USD had to go through 5 sets to dispose of that gritty Adamson University team. 2 5-setters right away to start season 81, and another error on the side of LaSalle. And this has ballooned to 7. That is the biggest lead for Ateneo. The biggest lead for LaSalle earlier in the first set was 10.
Good to see Vanny Gandler getting her confidence here.
Yeah, kasi nawala na.
Very well here in service.
And the rally is broken by Michelle Cobb.
Want to play.
No height difference there for Michelle Cobb up against Maddie Madayag. Going up like she's a 6-footer on that attack from her.
Got a jump on her. May Luna now serving. It's out. Pekiliana ducking at the right time. And the non-reaction of Coach Ramil de Jesus speaks louder sometimes.
Sometimes you don't know if kinakabahan pa ba si Coach Ramil or galit pa siya. Because with Coach O, you see everything with his gestures and he's very vocal. But it's the total opposite on the green side.
Cheng gets it off the block, checks it off, and cuts the lead down to 6. Not Blue Eagles, but the Lady Eagles looking to stay alive here by winning set number 3, but we are far from that. Maraginot. Samonte off the block. Maraginot here as we get to our Gatorade hydration checkpoint.
She has a better job right now because there's a first ball. Kinga Kiliana is working hard for that first ball. Is Jules Samontes, who is also a good addition to the reception defense of the Ateneo Lady Eagles. If the first ball goes up, it's easy for the setter to decide where to bring the ball.
Cheng again denies Kat Tolentino entry in this sequence.
Great timing on that block. Medyo napagsabihan siya dun ng ating first referee as she says sorry, but how can you not? You know, you're going up against Kat Tolentino who's been scoring and scoring, and you stopped her. So the passion that you have really overflows.
Siya naman ang atake ngayon. And she gets a cross-court one to go.
That's Chang.
5-point lead. It's down to 5 at JRS Express. Best play of the game. Hanging and banging is Des Chang.
Up against Kat Tolentino and Bea De Leon on that attack.
Cobb serving. Ekiliana receiving. Gandler. Cobb. They're gonna call it. Coach Oliver was calling that too. Michelle, what did you see or not see in that play?
Illegal attack. Very crucial call for our referees because she didn't go over the net. And there's a rule that if you don't go over the net, you can jump, and the ball didn't cross the net, but it's an illegal attack called on Michelle Cobb.
But the call will obviously stick as Vanny Gandler could not get her wrist to snap in that attack there. She's motioning to the bench that she wasn't able to do that, so that lead is down to 5 now. It was at highest at 7, at 12-5. Des Cheng serving. It was a little bit of an over-reception, Michelle, pero napaganda.
Great to find Bea De Leon there on that attack.
Time out.
16-10 is our score for the Lady Eagles. Over 17,000, or 17 and 166 to be precise, enjoying this matchup and the earlier matchup. Michelle and I were in our production room and we could feel the crowd stomping during that UST Adamson match, which hit 5 sets. And now, if Ateneo keeps this going, will be extended. You know, earlier I wanted to say, Michelle, that Jules Samonte seems to be playing the old Ella de Jesus role of coming in and having an impact right away, whether it's from the service, from the receiving, and from the attacking. That's what Ella de Jesus used to provide to Ateneo when she would come off that bench.
Ella de Jesus was always that player of the Ateneo Lady Eagles who would always step up and who had the hardest job because you would always expect more from her coming off the bench.
And she didn't need any kind of warm-up. You know, she was always ready to go. And now she's watching this match as Jolina De La Cruz checks it off.
Jolina De La Cruz gets a touch.
It's not over yet by a long shot. We're only halfway through this third set, and this is just a 5-point lead.
That's the hardest thing, to come off the bench, match the same intensity, the same performance as those inside the court. And syempre yung pinalitan mo, you have to perform better than the one you subbed in for.
Umiwas just in time si Gandler to get that ball to drop outside. Ravenna getting now switching roles here. She will be switching with Ekiliana.
Tolentino.
This is the time that the Ateneo Lady Eagles have to bank on, because the Lady Spikers, they've been serving well in the first 2 sets, and that has been their ace. And now that they're committing more errors, it's more chances for the Lady Eagles to attack and to form their plays and to not get too much pressure to receive the ball.
Alam mo that LaSalle will make their move here to try to come back, because this is right now a 5-point lead, 17-12. If they're going to make their move, it has to be here. Ateneo wants to deny them that, and that is a service error for the rookie.
A lot of service errors here in the third set. Very crucial for
Number 11,
LaSalle.
Marian Alba in the game.
Tin
Number
Tiamzon
15,
is going to
Ernie
appear for the very
Johnson.
first time. And another rookie from Rizal, Marian Alba. They'll also check in for LaSalle as Coach Ramil is going to make a little change here as you look at the attack points and the faults of Gander. Danny will serve it up to Samonte. Saga was there to dig. Cheng from the back row. Maraginot. Samonte again. Saga na naman. Bumalik sa Ateneo. Back to Jules. And Saga has been constant. Open to Tiamzon. Welcome to the game.
Great connection there from Alba and Tiamzon, stepping from the bench. And this is what we've been talking about. You have to match the intensity of the ones you're coming in for. And Tiamzon really delivering on that hit.
She may be new, but we know she's got experience. And ang kanyang kabatchmate, May Luna on deck, serving. Cheng.
Yes, Cheng.
All
puts it
alone.
away.
4-point lead. May Luna rather continues to serve. Araginot will open. Samonte will fly. And she puts it away. 19-14. Ateneo inching closer.
Jules Samonte has always been a smart hitter. She uses the blocker in front of her. She knows that Tiamzon was really off the antenna and she goes for that swipe.
Another former LaSalle player. Alba. Tiamzon. Inabot ni De Leon. And somebody touched the net. Somebody's elbow. Oh, no, sorry. Double contact. Let's check that again.
Ipak trying to set that ball to the outside, but
Serving,
clearly
number 7,
a double
Maddie
violation
Nadayan.
called on her by our referees.
20-14. Nadayan. Saga. Cheng. Candler pops it up. And a chance ball for the green and white. Alba will pick. Tiamzon on the other side. And instant impact
Back-to-back
for
attacks.
Tiamzon.
The rookie, Alba. At this point in the game, you're down. It's the third set. It's a high-pressured situation. She's really thinking clearly of where to get that ball. And Tin Tiamzon is also very confident right now, attacking for LaSalle.
They go to Cat from behind. Nobody home for the second ball. Because
from the
Alba
back
was the
row.
one who dug that up. And Tin was waiting for somebody to get it for her. Let's look at that again. Full stretch for Cat. Awkward position.
Her elevation in the back row is really making it hard for LaSalle to stop her there.
What a serve! What a serve!
That's an ace
You
for
see, it's like air
Janelle
brakes. The
Maragino.
ball had the air brakes. It just all of a sudden dropped. And they matched their biggest lead of the match at 7. Look at that,
Timeout,
just dead.
DLSU.
He is alive again.
Yung target natin kanina hindi nangyari. So nagtatapon tayo. Oo, yung target natin kanina kung hindi tayo nagtatapon, malamang nakadikit tayo. Okay? So kailangan lang hindi na tayo mag-errors. Kasi natin mahaba yung errors natin, marami kayong binigay sa kalaban nyo. Okay? Balik yung kumpiyansa sa loob, galaw ng tama. Okay? Walang mawala ng loob sa loob.
LaSalle is up 2 sets to love. Ateneo is up 22-15 here in set number 3, live from the Mall of Asia Arena for opening weekend of your UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. Boom Gonzalez, Michelle Gumabao. Third set action. What has changed here in the third set, Michelle, as Ateneo is able to sustain, as you see the mom, of course, Lovella Maraginot, joining us here at the Mall of Asia Arena. What has changed for Ateneo? Is it just a matter of having better first ball for them?
They have a better first ball, but they also have a better serve. They're putting pressure now more on LaSalle, and that's what LaSalle failed to do in this third set. They failed to put pressure on the reception of Ateneo. That's why Ateneo is getting more attacks, more blocks and more confidence
Yeah.
that we see them playing right now.
And more opportunities for players like Tolentino and Samonte. 23-15. Hinugot ni Coach O itong si Jules Samonte. And she has now produced 4 points. An 8-point lead, the biggest of the match. Samonte sends that wide though. That was the biggest lead for Ateneo.
More consistent service right now from Ateneo.
Substitution.
Baraginot is serving well. Gandler was
Cobb
serving
and
well.
Jolina De
And
La
now is the
Cruz
time that
back in
LaSalle
the
is
game.
losing their first ball and really failing to convert that into a point. And probably the biggest reason why they're 7 points down is also their service errors in the third set. Dito na nabuhos lahat ng service error nila.
Samonte has checked. They go back to Cap. Inabot. And Obet Javier
Net
called
touch
a
violation.
touch on number 8. That's Jolina De La Cruz. Looks like she scraped the net. Mahina yung pito ni Coach. Ay, Coach Obet tuloy ni referee Obet eh. Kaya hindi nag-react kagad yung mga players.
Even our
Lady
first referee
Eagles
failed to
now at
acknowledge
7
that. But
point.
a referee's call sticks and is final.
Right. Miscommunication, Saga and Cheng. And Ateneo gets over the hill and breathes life into this match, extends this match to a 4th set to the delight of the fans here at the Mall of Asia Arena, but LaSalle is still ahead. 2-1. 25-14, 25-17 for LaSalle, and then Ateneo breaking back here, so to speak, 25-16. And Ateneo getting a little bit of offensive flow na hinahanap ni Michelle Gumabaw kanina at the start of the second set pa lang. Sabi niya nawawala. Tolentino with a total of 11 points right now, 5 in the third set. Jules Samonte also with 4 points. Naupo si Pongay, naupo saglit si Vanny Gandler, but she came back. Ateneo served better and received better in set number 3, Michelle.
And that's where LaSalle served less and committed more service errors here in the third set. Their errors were really a lot and really took a toll on their performance and their confidence. They were very hesitant on attacking and serving hard balls. It made way for Ateneo to come up with better plays, to have more confidence in terms of their attacks. Now that they're tied 10-10 in attacks, Ateneo also has more blocks and service aces. First time in this game that Ateneo has more service aces,
Right.
and first time that LaSalle has more service errors. And we kept on mentioning the errors of the
Right.
Ateneo Lady Eagles and that it held them back. But now that they managed to control their errors and only 4 errors in the third set, now that LaSalle is stepping up and committing more errors, they had 11 in the third set alone, where they managed to only score 6 errors in each of the first and second set.
Namigay ng 11 puntos. Etong LaSalle, which is uncharacteristic for Coach Ramil De Jesus. His team is led by Des Cheng with 8 points. The rookie Jolina De La Cruz with 8. Ogunsanya quietly also 8. Luna with 6. For
Ladies
Ateneo, it's really
Spikers up to
Tolentino
serve
has
first.
the
We have
first
Michelle
player to get into
Cobb
double
at the line.
figures for either team with 11. De Leon has 8. Samonte off the bench with 5. And Matayag rather with 4 points, which brings us to set number 4. And no, you know, I opened up the season yesterday, Michelle, saying that if the last 2 years of the UAP was unpredictable, I don't think there's a word for it this year, because it's really an open race for the championship, not just for the Final Four, for the championship. And the fact that after 4 games, we've had 2 5-setters and no straight sets victory yet by any team. We're still, right now, we're seeing all of the teams already. Wala pang nakaka 3-0 dito sa atin as we see the parents, Alan and Eden Cobb, in attendance here at the Mall of Asia Arena. No sweeps yet, Michelle. Magandang competition natin, ha?
And
Everybody is looking
ace.
forward
What a
to
start
this
for
season
DLSU.
81 because it's anybody's ball game.
It is.
LaSalle, although they are 3-peat, ang daming nawala sa kanila. So now they're sort of rebuilding but also keeping a lot of veterans in their team. Ateneo, who managed to come in 3rd place last year, now is looking like the teams to beat because they have a very full
in
roster
our
with their
row for
veterans still
Michelle
intact.
They have a
Tom.
champion coach from the men's division 3 times. And now here in the women's division as we go to Ayana Perlas to check out the LaSalle side. Ayana?
Boom and Michelle, now even if Lady Luck didn't seem to be smiling on the Lady Spikers in the last set, that wasn't enough to dampen their spirits. Happy tayo, sabi ng mga girls in the huddle. In the huddle now, Coach Ramil expressed his discontentment and said that the girls need to work harder and limit their errors. Continue to show the confidence that they showed in the first 2 sets. Expect the Lady Spikers to hustle harder in the next set. Your thoughts, Boom and Michelle?
Well, that's what we expect them as defending champions to bounce back here. But Ateneo making it hard for them. Although LaSalle is ahead by 2 at the start of the 4th. 3-1. Samonte. Saga. Cobb opens to Jolina. Back to LaSalle. Cobb will reverse to Cheng. Cheng on the opposite side. Candler sinungkit yung bola. Goes back to LaSalle here. Saga will set for Dez. Candler digs. Jump set rather. Joust at the net. Longest rally. And a chance ball here for Ateneo. It's back with Ateneo. Back to Cat. Cat winds up. And the rally is still alive. And they go back to Tolentino. It's still playable. Not anymore. And the longest rally of the match is won by Ateneo to cut the lead down to 1. It's an interesting jacket. Green and blue at the same time.
You shall ask him who he's cheering for. He's not clapping as well. He's just smiling, so you never know. That rally, the defense right now of both teams coming into the 4th set, you really know that they both want this 4th set.
That's a safe jacket to wear, isn't it? Service ace. Something that Michelle has
An
mentioned
ace
in that 3rd set
to tie
that
up
has
the
improved
game.
for Ateneo, the serving. So somebody's happy. For sure, Franny Reyes is happier going into set number 4. Franny?
You know, yesterday I got to talk to BDL and she was telling me how it hadn't sunk in that this is her last first game. And I guess for the whole team, it hadn't sunk in na season 81 na to. Pero parang nagising na sila, lumalaban na sila, and they're showing why they reached the finals in the PBL. It's players like Jaja Maraganot, who was a 2-time best setter in the Palarong Pambansa, who are making an impact in this team. And hopefully, they can win this set. Back to you, Boom and Michelle.
And if that happens, we go to another 5-setter. But malayo pa yan. Muna natin pag-usapan. We are at 4-3 here for DLSU in set number 4. Desiree Cheng serve. Kiliana
And
taking
she
it at the
gets it
side.
in.
As we always say, when you take it at the side, more often than not, that's going to be an error. Speaking of Maraginot, he also has 2 service aces and 11 excellent sets at naupo si Dina Wong. Ano? Hindi pa natin nakikita bumalik dito. Coach O sticking with her.
Oh,
Tolentino.
Tolentino.
Payment.
Great setup there from Maraguinot. Tolentino going down the line despite De La Cruz being a tall blocker. Not a problem for her, and she's on the outside right now, not her usual position. Sends a bomb over to the DLSU side.
5-4. LaSalle ahead. May
Sumagot.
Luna
May
finds
Luna.
an open spot on the other side. What a response.
That was a broken play already, but May Luna also going down the line.
6-4. Action heating up here in set number 4. Maraginot. PDL pushing it to the other side. Luna. Again.
May Luna again. Boom! Down the
Accidental
line.
offense, as they call it. It's a broken play, and she is able to put it away.
This is what you want from your outside spikers, to be able to adjust to the set that is given to you. May Luna showing everybody how it's done.
Luna has 8 points for herself. And a service ace, something that has been absent from the LaSalle side in that set number 3, Michelle Gumabao mentioned.
4 points up now for
technical
DLSU.
timeout.
It really helps to have a good serve.
We'll be back here in the UAAP. Now you can watch all your favorite sports in just one click. iWant Sports, the newest section on iWant, is now available. Download or update the iWant app, like what he's doing right now, via App Store and Play Store, or log on to iWant.ph now. LaSalle is ahead 8-4. They are led by Desiree Cheng's 10 points, Ogunsanya with 10 points, and then, as I mentioned earlier, Luna with 8 points. In the meantime, Tolentino is the only Ateneo player in double figures. And they're doing it in front of this crowd, 17,166. Maraguinot will open to Vanny. There seems to be a little more stability here in the offense of LaSalle, even in the receiving. And a chance ball for LaSalle here. Cobb will go to the middle to Julina. Swipes it to the other side. Gatler close to the net. Does that hit the antenna?
She tried to swipe it off the hands of De La Cruz, but not successful on that one. The set was really too close to the net. Maraguinot came from the other side. It was a difficult position also for her to push that to the outside.
Again, that is what she has to work on as she evolves into what we have no is what she has to work on as she evolves into what we have no doubt will be a great. Rejected at the net is Jolina De La Cruz. 4-point lead for the defending champions. It is Pongay Gaston who was sent back and with an offensive block right away.
Way to make a comeback from the bench. Pongay Gaston, she really needs to step up for her team right now. She is a starting stringer and a very consistent one if you watch her previous games. Today she has yet to find her rhythm.
Dayak sends it back. Saga, Cobb, Ipak.
Quick attack.
Not a perfect set, but it doesn't matter, she says.
Michelle Cobb really going to her middles despite the difficulty when you move. It's harder to set the middles because it's very quick, but she always manages to find those who are ready to hit.
Wagging away. Ganda rin hugot ni Coach Ramil dyan. Noriel Ipak, Julia, of course, as we call her here in the UAAP.
De La Cruz really started her debut game very well, but now she's struggling with her attacks and her services. She committed one too many errors on that service line when she really served well in the first set.
Oh, two separate calls by two linesmen. One set out, one set in. The vertical one set in, out. The horizontal one set in. We're waiting for referee Erlindo Eusebio. It says it's in. Let's look at it again, Michelle. We have the benefit of the instant replay. It does drop in. Or is it?
The shadow of the ball, but it's already made the call by our referees.
Even I, on the second look, not sure. Ito na naman, out naman daw, sabi ni Erlindo Eusebio. Humahabol dito Ateneo, ha, Michelle? Dalawa na lang ang hinahabol. Ramil, Coach Ramil, and Erlindo Eusebio having this sign language conversation.
At
Lasal
Tolentino
trying to
serving.
contest that call, asking for a check ball on Luna's attack, but no response there from our referees.
So 2 calls that have favored Ateneo there and have given them 2 points, but Luna
May Luna.
scores her 9th point and finds a donut hole in that defense of Ateneo.
Luna really working well with those missed sets to her. Kung kailan pangit yung set sa kanya, dun siya nakakapuntos at nakakagawa ng paraan. But the powerful balls that she's letting go right now are the ones that are going out.
It's a great point. Tolentino. Luna digging. Ipak. Making something out of that. Maraguinot sends it over. Cobb will also do the same. Jaja. Pongay. Checked. Recovering. Back set. Tolentino. Sends that baby home.
Tolentino.
Maraguinot confidently finding Kat Tolentino wherever she may be inside the court. Kat Tolentino really consistently working hard on her back row offense.
I said earlier that we expect her to dominate the scoring for Ateneo mostly in these games in this tournament. And right now, she's the only one in double figures with 15 already.
LaSalle is doing well checking her at the front, but it's her back row offense that LaSalle has yet to get and to stop.
That's a tough one. Lead is 2. And it's still there. Luna keeps it up. Nobody getting it. Saga sends it to the other side. Chance for Ateneo to come closer. Samonte is checked and it drops in for LaSalle. Michelle Cobb says no entry. The lead is 3.
The hands of Michelle Cobb, her elevation, the vertical jump. Pantay sila ni Ipak in that net. Boom. And the height difference, as you can see her celebrating that point.
It's almost one head in terms of the difference, but the height, the elevation that she gets. Back set again to Kat. This one, Ogunsanya, unable to control. So Kat with 16 points. Remember, she only scored 1 point in the first set. So all of the 15 came in the last 3 sets.
They didn't manage to discover her back row offense yet in the first set. They weren't able to utilize her that well. But in the second, third, and fourth set, she's been scoring more in the back row than when she's at the front row.
And Michelle Cobb winning the joust against BDL. And the crowd humming in that matchup. Should see that again. See that again? 13-10. Joust in the middle.
Michelle Cobb really saying that height is not her disadvantage here in this game, in volleyball in general.
She's got guts, I'll tell you that, other than elevation. Maraguinot going for the 1-2. That is in. Drops in the corner. And a counter run by LaSalle here to reinstall a 4-point lead. And look at the former Lady Archers celebrating.
Timeout, Lady Eagles.
Right at the corner. And this is the reaction. That's going to be a meme, you know it.
Ang nangyayari kasi, yung balikan ng bola, naghihintay tayong magkamali yung kalaban eh. We have to be aggressive in moving. Tayo ang gagawa. Huwag masyado nang gigil sa overball timing. Lamang ka na eh. Tapos diretso, paano dapat gawin? Dalawang side. Variation tayo. Again, you have the advantage. You have the advantage. You have the advantage. Now, kailangan lang tayo mag-aggressive sa depensahan. Pero huwag nagmamadali.
What is LaSalle doing better here in the 4th set, Michelle, compared to the 5th?
Their serves are much, much better compared to the 3rd set. Less errors on the side of LaSalle and also on the side of Ateneo. Less errors right now, but it's the breaks of the game that we see right now are happening for both teams. It's the balls that you don't expect to drop that are dropping. The balls that you don't expect to score or scoring points for you.
Great timeout there by Coach O, producing a point courtesy of Jules Samonte off the bench. Cobb, by the way, has 22 excellent sets, together with 8 points. You mentioned how offensive-minded Mitch Cobb is. She's got 8 points. She has 3 attacks. and 4 serves, and then that 1 block earlier for her 8 points. De La Cruz sends it over. Chance ball. PDL. Dalaway sumabay sa kanya.
Molina De La
Was the set
Cruz
wrong?
with the
The set
block.
of Maraguinot was too close to the net for BDL, and she tried to make a swipe on that one, but De La Cruz was there to help
Back
on
to
that
serve.
block.
Number 2, that's
It
Cheng.
was a good first ball. Kind of too high maybe for Maraguinot due to her height, but she jumped for that, and maybe when you jump set, it's really hard to control the ball when you're mid-air.
Maraguinot bumps this one. Tolentino puts a little behind that. Cobb rather. That too low?
Not
4 touches?
over.
I mean, the foul?
On the
Yeah, so
attack.
they're going to call that as a net block.
That didn't go over for De La Cruz. Kat Tolentino was also there if that did go over the net.
Coach Godfrey
Serving
with
number
the
4,
win yesterday.
Someone
A hard-earned one against a gritty UE Lady Red Warriors team. On opening day, Luna off speed again.
off-speed attack.
May
May
Luna.
Luna.
10 points for her. 3 players now in double figures for La Salle, and a 4-point lead, most importantly for them. (16-12) is our score. Wednesday, we continue in the morning. It will be the men's Ateneo versus UST, and then UP versus FEU at 10 a.m. And then matches number 5 and 6 as Ateneo and UST go at it in the first game, and then UP and FEU in the second game. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's a fun doubleheader or quadruple header. And the Philoil Flying V center. Let me correct myself, as Mitch Morente is in the middle of that group, who will not play for La Salle anymore, but she is wearing the La Salle uniform, the former Atenean. Let me correct myself by saying 4 players are in double figures, by the way, for La Salle. That's Luna, Ogunsanya, Jolina, De La Cruz, and Desiree Cheng. It is a 5-point lead, and Coach
Dina
Mo now
Wong
will come
back in
in
the
with
game for
her
Maraguinot.
starting setter, Dina Wong. Because this lead is at a dangerous 5 right now, and we're past the midway of set number 4. Bongay. Ogunsanya takes it in the chest. Luna
May Luna.
fires her 11th point.
May Luna really working hard on those offset balls. She's really giving La Salle the points that they need. May it be off speed or her powerful hits. It's consistent for her, and she's really scoring on each and every set that's given to her.
Service error. Napakabot si Coach Ramil. Service errors for De La Salle University. 5-point lead though for them. Ateneo, if they want to make a run, it has to happen now. Luna. Wong. Cobb will choose the rookie, who puts it away.
Jolina De La Cruz.
Just when you think she's having a downward slope in her game in this first game for her, she comes back.
Substitution.
I think rookies are allowed that every now and then.
Kaya masaya pag
Coming in,
rookie eh.
Jolina De La Cruz.
Mag-serve ka na hindi mag-over or mag-spike ka na hindi mag-over. You know, rookie mistake. Okay, it's her first season. Pag senior ka na, yan na yung mahirap eh. Lahat ng gawin mo, mali.
11 points for the rookie, and the other rookie with the 13th service error for Coach Ramil de Jesus' team. Not yet out of the woods are the defending champions. It's a 5-point lead.
Serving Kat Tolentino.
14 serving 19. Cobb. Luna.
Oh!
Sport denied this
Power
time.
block.
Challenging
Madaya.
Maddie Madaya go on the net is difficult and close to impossible. Maddie is known for her blocks and her
Time out
net
from the
defense.
ladies spikers.
Diba? Pagka napwestuhan ka na, ano gagawin? Hindi tama yung situation sa gusto mong gawin. Okay? And then natandaan nyo, huwag niyong hayaan yung ina-anticipate nila mangyari. Okay? Kung ano yung ina-anticipate nila, iba yung gagawin nyo. Tandaan natin yung gano'n. Okay? Hindi na binatang yan. Yun yan, tapos sa kita.
Naniniguro dito si Coach Ramil De Jesus. Lead is down to 4. They're 6 points away from pocketing win number 1. As you see, Cobb's numbers, excellent numbers. The second-year center as Cap Tolentino serves. And that is painful for Ateneo while Coach Ramil, you know, that is sometimes the strategy for a timeout, sometimes just to bring that momentum and to force a service error on the other side.
Coming from a timeout, if you're the server, you know that the coach is trying to break your momentum. Just think of putting it in first and really getting your range in terms of serving.
Wong. Cobb safely sends it to the corner. Wong. Bongay, that is way wide and way too ambitious for a cross-court attack, and signals Vanny Gandler to come back into this match. Coach O disappointed
Substitution.
right now as he
Vanessa
stares at a
Gambler in
6-point
for Bongay
deficit.
Gaston.
Coach Oliver going
Now
back and
serving
forth
number
between
7,
Vanny Gandler.
May Luna.
Monte as well. A while ago didn't see action for the first set. He's been trying to find the perfect combination between his open spikers, but sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there. It's very hard for Coach O's position right now.
Another service error, the 14th for LaSalle. Malaki yan for LaSalle team, ano, Michelle? You put the premium in that department.
They're very good in their services. They have a lot of service aces, but they also have a lot of errors. And if you're going up against Ateneo, who you know that their first ball is a struggle, this is where you should really focus on and bank on.
Excellent point. The second
Smart move
is able
from
to
Lipa.
reach for it. 22-16 and timeout. Si Coach O dito is going to press the timeout button as frustration is building up in the face of Coach O.
Girls, nauubos na instruction eh. Why? I keep on telling instruction, pero iba yung tumatakbo sa utak ninyo eh. Di ba, Dina, I told you in transition, utilize. Now, wala. Eh di tsaka ka gumamit ng iba. Eh, baliktad eh. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't want to talk. I want kailangan gawa. Go, 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 go.
Visibly and audibly frustrated. Coach O, as Michelle mentioned, wears his heart on his sleeve, so you know that he's enjoying the moment. And when he is beside himself too, with frustration. Right now they're staring at a 6-point lead as LaSalle is 3 points away for win number 1.
And you know, Coach Oliver, throughout the years, that he's very good with giving instruction. Marami siyang nasasabi pag timeout, especially at times like this. And for him to say na nauubusan na siya ng instruction is very alarming if you're his player, because he's trying to do everything in his power, mixing and matching his players, and yet it seems to fall short at times like this.
Ateneo's next opponent will be UST on Wednesday. That's going to be another good one. Will they meet UST with a win or a loss? We have yet to find out, as Cheng is checked, but it is out. So that's a score, 2 points away. As Julina De La Cruz will run back
Substitution.
for Mars
De La
Alba,
Cruz back in.
who gets the high five from Coach Noel Orcolio. 6-point lead. It's in the hands of Michelle Cobb. Wong. Samonte gets it through.
Samonte, deep cross court.
Her favorite spot for today, Boom, is that cross-court shot.
Can they pull together one last run?
Ina Wong, serving.
Wong. Cobb will bump this one to De La Cruz, who is underneath that ball. 2 straight points. Oh, they're going to call a check. Let's see. Erlindo Eusebio will call the linesman. What did you see, Michelle? Did you see that? Well, let's listen in first.
Madali lang, madali lang. Nag-out-check ka, nag-check mo ka, pero pinanong ko. Nagalangan ka. Nagalangan ka. Ha? O sige, outside na lang natin.
I guess they're going to call it
No
outside.
touch.
I didn't see
Lady
the play
Eagles with the
exactly, but
point.
I thought Julina was underneath the ball. But referee's call is outside, so it's 19 serving 23. Back set.
Yes,
Chang.
Chang through the block.
Moving left, hitting right, getting them to match point here. Desiree Cheng. A total of 12 points today
And now, match
for
point
Ate Des.
for the Lady Spikers.
And a service ace.
And she
And all
ends
is fine
it.
in
DLSU
LaSalle land. Michelle,
wins
you've
the
always
game.
wondered what happened to LaSalle in the offseason. Who are they going to play with? What are they going to do? Who are they going to be? And what are they going to look like? And it looks like they're fine, so far at least.
Coach Ramil showing that it's not the preseason that matters. It's really the UAAP and how you bring it. In today's game at the start, Des Cheng proving her veteran status, her ate, and that her teammates can really rely on her with her 13 points in today's opening game.
I think 22 years in the business will do that to you. I know for Coach Ramil, who is hunting for his 12th title and the first 4-peat in his career. 4-set win over the Ateneo Lady Eagles. 13 points for Desiree Cheng. That 13th was the one that sealed the deal. They cleaned up their 4th set compared to the 3rd set where you mentioned that it was error-filled and nawala yung service nila.
Actually, both teams have so much errors in their first game. You can credit that
Oh, yeah.
to first game jitters. As you can see, Desiree Cheng, 13 points, 8 attacks, 2 blocks, 3 aces. She was hailed as the best server in last season 80 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball. 3 service aces for her in today's game.
And she is the vocal leader. So there's no doubt of this De La Salle team right now, as we will continue with more volleyball action on Wednesday. Again, 8 a.m. will be Ateneo versus UST in the men's division, together with UP and FEU in the second game. And then in the afternoon, Ateneo Lady Eagles will go with a 0-1 card and will go up against the UST Golden Tigresses, who have a 1-0 card. The UP Lady Maroons and then FU Lady Tamaraos, who both won their first day assignments, will meet in the second game on Wednesday. But tomorrow at the Phil Oil Flying V Center, which is our venue also for Wednesday, the NU Nazareth Bullpups will go up against Ateneo Blue Eaglets in game number 1 of the finals. Michelle Gumabao, it's always good to see you, and thank you very much, and great job as always.
Thank you, Boom. Great job to everybody here on opening day. Not only us covering here at the bench, but the players for giving us a great game in this Sunday opening of the UAAP.
And also a great job to our whole production staff, which also includes our on-air talents, Franny Reyes, Ayana Perlas, Direk Abit Ramos, and everybody inside the truck. For Michelle Gumabo, I'm Boom Gonzalez. Thank you very much for watching Ateneo versus LaSalle, Part 1 here in the UAAP Season 81.